Hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm here 365 days of the year. No, seriously, 365 days of the year to take your political questions. So just put them in the chat before I come on, and then I read on the collective energy. No one who does this is 100% accurate. That's not how this works. But this is a way for us to go through the news together, and because the news can get pretty icky, especially in politics and the backbiting and horribleness that can crop up. But we go through it together, and we're in this together. And so it seems to calm everybody down, including me. So good. Thank you for being here. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers. We have a great community because of you. Thank you. All right. Oh, I'm glad you like the colors today. Last night was my oldest sister's 35th wedding anniversary. So I went to that dinner. Boy, it's a good thing I don't drink, because I can guarantee you there are some people today who have a hangover. I'm not one of them, but I am tired. But I am so, let me just make sure I can see the questions, because you brought questions, so I want to see what I can come up with. If there's anything in the collective energy to pick up on, I just need to refresh that. Okay, and then we'll be good to go. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. All right, so we're starting in the eternal American election cycle. I can't even imagine what it's like to live in a country where it's like, oh, we had an election 6 months ago. Why are we even thinking about the next election? What do you mean, why? That's or random. That with the amount of pressure we put on the election cycle in the US, if it could be like, oh yeah, the prime minister, the president, whatever, can just call a snap election. Oh my gosh, the panic would be incredible. But anyway. Melissa's saying, it looks like the flowers are misty. Very cute. Yes, the humidifier here. My Addams family humidifier. All right, let's jump into the question. If you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there, and I timestamp them as I go. So we're just starting 3 minutes in, or 3:15. It's interesting. Last night, people were coming up to me and saying, "Oh, I hear you're doing political tarot." It was like, yeah. We go through the news. I go through the news on YouTube, and Anyway, so they probably think I'm crazy. But Kathy Lamson says, "I would like to not think about the next elections yet." And oh, thank you, Mrs. Katura. Happy anniversary to your sister. Valerie says 35 years of marriage is awesome. Yeah, I mean, even my brother-in-law, his family, I mean, they got married when I was 15. So to me, they're extended family. So Betty Cantrell saying, "Did you warn others about the Yay video?" I've let people know. I don't know how I'd warn anybody per se. I mean, it was a big thing. He was on the cover yesterday. It's been in the titles. So. All right. Enough chit chat. 4:40, 4:45. Okay. So, guess we're starting in Trump land. Trump's chances of a campaign against serious competition may be hindered. Imagine that. May be hindered by the fact that his megadonors have bailed on him because they feel hoodwinked. No. Mr. Pants on Fire? And you're surprised why? Seriously? You, after all that? Okay. Anyway, so his megadonor, a bunch of his megadonors have apparently bailed on him. So is Trump, the question here is, will he get primaried? Yes. So but let's have a look. Let's have a look. I think this is a good question. The Republican primaries for president. Let's see what we've got. It feels like it's a big reading, but I'm just going to do 5 cards. It's just all backbiting. They're just backbiting each other. So 7 of 1. Yeah, they're on the defensive. It's not like the Republicans had the red wave. The red wave never materialized. So they are feeling rather they're kind of at each other. I can't feel sorry for them. Their cruelty has known no bounds on the far right, but I do need to do something about this lighting. All right, there. Okay, so hopefully that'll be better now, because I can barely see the cards. All right, let me get my rack here. Yes, dog eat dog, exactly, Betty. Devil, it's lowest denominator. Not making exceptions for any kind of young women's health care. Let's put it that way. Shipping migrants across the country. The stuff that happened under Trump at the border, those poor children. I mean, the cruelty is the kind of the point, and that's not good. That's not a good way to live. Yeah, exactly, Deborah. Yes, that's a point. Gee, trying to overthrow the government wasn't a stop for them. Yeah, and people are tired of that, but they're not necessarily going to listen yet. They still have it in their heads that they're going to. They have it in their heads that somehow they can just double down. They have not reached a point. They didn't get a red wave, but they didn't lose decisively. And you have people like McCarthy, not Paul McCarthy. Boy, I am tired. Kevin McCarthy, Paul McCartney is fine. Kevin McCarthy is a mediocre waste of space. Mr. Mediocre himself. But he said himself, he doesn't need a mandate. He said the gavel doesn't come in a small, medium, or large. It's like, okay. So they haven't learned anything yet. They really haven't. And this is just rancor. And already Trump has siphoned up huge amounts of money that could have gone to other candidates, that could have gone to the RNC, that could have... He's already taken that money away from other candidates, but he himself is going to be running into all kinds of legal problems. So, and then for what feels like the limited time that Republicans are going to be in control of the House, you've got the extremists. You've got your Marjorie Taylor Greens. You've got your, your Matt Gaetz. Why is he still wandering around? Why has he not been arrested? I don't know. You have these Jim Jordan, and they're not going to be helping the situation. The thing is that if the power base and the Republicans would actually move back toward the center in a big way, I think they could really be doing they could really be beating Democrats, even with their cruel policies. Even, but if they just moderated everything, but. It's not just me. It's not just us. People are tired. People are tired of that garbage. Strength. Okay. Well, we still have a democratic system. We can still vote. Hooray! King of Cups. 9 of Wands. King of Wands. 10 of Swords. Empress. This is your Biden. This is the far right being beaten up. Trump's in the center, but he's just a person. There's a lot of legal stuff that's going to come down against not only Trump, but against some of the others who were involved in the insurrection. This is America over here, just like the majority here going, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing the, gee, let's help destroy democracy. Let's help the people who tried to overturn the 2020 election. And Trump himself, he's, walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins. So, all right. Dr. Nancy says Bill Kristol tweeted that. Where are the old Republicans? Oh gosh, Tucker Carlson. Hal Sparks had a good point, or rather he pointed something out, which I thought was very interesting, which was, he what he does on his channel is he'll get all of these clips by the various people on the right, and he plays the whole thing in real time, and he'll stop and make comments and bring some facts where they're needed, which is often. But one of the things he said is that the extremism of some of the people on the right is bad. But he said because of that, there's some clips he can't play, or he'll start crossing terms of service on YouTube and other places. So there's some clips he just can't show. He can't go on about. And he said one of the worst offenders, believe it or not, is Tucker Carlson. I mean, he's on Fox, so he gets away with whatever. But he said some of the Tucker Carlson clips are so awful. So, yeah, we'll just stop there. Let's just say awful. That he's one of the worst offenders. So CC Ryder said Tucker Carlson doubling down on hate and racism will continue to push moderate Republicans and independents to the left. Murdoch doesn't care as long as he continues to bring in big money. Mm-hmm. Yep. Give your own voters a break. I mean, just go a day without racism. Go a day without being against equality. Go a day without assuming everyone who wants to immigrate into this country is a horrible person. Even legal immigration. Who was it? There was a guy. He's in one of some kind of think tank about immigration, and he thought he had some big scoop about immigrants coming to this country and how the U.S. government's conspiring with the Mexican government, and they've even created a system and there's paperwork. And then these immigrants are escorted onto planes and they come into the country and they're greeted by people and he's just going like, this is the worst thing ever. And it's like, dude, that's legal immigration. No, seriously, legal paperwork. They've applied. They succeeded. But he's talking, and people around him are like, yeah, this is the worst thing ever. Can you believe this conspiracy? It's legal immigration. Could you just be kind one day? Just one day. We're not asking for much. Temperance. 3 of Cups. Bullies. As long as they are throwing red meat to their base, as long as you let the extremists like MTG loose, people who they just want government to be boring. We have infrastructure in place and more coming. We've got there are various ways that women's rights could be codified. Temperance, women who vote, and the bullies can go away. Just go away. Dr. Nancy says, I saw that. Legal immigration. And it's Biden's fault that there's legal immigration. Jeez. My brother-in-law's family, like I told you last night, was the big 35th wedding anniversary dinner and what have you. His parents legally immigrated from Cuba. And they're great. They're great people, they're sweet as could be, and his father was a heart surgeon, and it wasn't even a matter that there's some people who get degrees in other countries and they come here and they can't use their degree. No, he was a heart surgeon, and legal immigration is a good thing. Why is that controversial? Our birth rates are dropping. We need good people coming here. That's how it's not like we don't have space. Anyway, all right. On the right, I don't. Cheryl says you have a lot of MAGA in your family. I do have a lot of Republicans in my family, but not all. But as far as the Republican primary for presidency, it hasn't twigged yet. They don't quite get it yet. So, all right, this lighting is making me crazy. I mean, absolutely making me crazy. I'm gonna have to stand up because this. I mean, it's because of what I see. This is actually giving me eye strain. So I'm actually gonna move this. I'm gonna mute this because it's loud. I'm gonna raise my standing desk. Oh my God. There's not a lot of happy medium going on here today. Oh, CC Ryder, we don't talk about politics. The people on the right in my family, yeah, we don't talk about politics. So, thank you. Yeah, put this here. Okay. Good enough. Better, but it's not perfect. It's weird because it's overcast, but the clouds are kind of yellowy. Not a nice color. Messing with stuff. Marie says, all I see is immigrants are the hardest working people ever. They work whatever job they can to feed their families. Yeah. Yep. So, all right. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. All right, let's go on to Glenn's question at 21 minutes in. Will Trump continue to make threats against Jack Smith? Well, yeah. Standing and day. And his wife, attempting to obstruct justice, even though his lawyers tell him to stop. By giving the DOJ ammo, is 45 spiral into madness complete? No, I think he's going to spiral into madness on his own. He's kind of on his way as it is. But is he hurting himself does it even matter? Because what we've seen so far is Jack Smith's the type who, he's already looking at every piece of paper, looking for every piece of information he can. I watched Cash last night. Yesterday. It was yesterday. And when he read on Jack Smith about Jack Smith looking at Trump like, okay, what are we going to do with you? And then laying everything out and being like, okay, you need to walk here, and Trump tripping himself up. And I was getting a kind of a mental image of Jack Smith like crawling through an office on the floor, like reaching underneath and, oh, okay, there's a piece of paper that was missed, or, oh, there's a ripped piece of paper, piece of that. Okay, that's information and this. And at one point I got a mental image of him, Jack Smith, walking up behind Trump and reaching around and like pulling his jacket open and being like, oh, what's in the pockets? What's, oh, okay, what's here? What's, okay. And then he's so thorough. He's so, he's just going to keep going. So Trump should absolutely stop threatening, because there should be no violence in politics. But I don't know if this is going to make any difference to how Jack Smith works. Do you know what I mean? Magician. He's just working. With the magician card, the negative side of it can be kind of the old, it can be a con man, the negative side of the magician card. But this is the positive side, which is someone he's just this energy. He's just doing his work. He's just going through. He doesn't think he's an emperor. He doesn't think but he's got a mission and he's going to do it. And he has enough pride to stand up to the most heinous people in the world. He has enough humility to not think that he's above everybody else. Star, Lovers, 10 of Cups, 8 of, and again, this is coming back to him working. He's like reclaiming the meanings of my cards from the extremist messages they've been showing. Thank you, Arlene. I mean, the question is about the threats, and it's not going to stop it isn't going to stop his work. But he's very afraid for his family. He's afraid for his wife. He's afraid for his daughter. But they'll be okay. That's what I've got in the center. But there are definitely some people out there who really need to stand down. Thank you, Sergio. Are the current thumbnail previews of a deck you're working on? If so, beautiful. So excited to see it and purchase. Oh, thank you, Sergio. Yes, that's one of the decks I'm working on. I'm working on multiple decks actually at the moment, as I'm putting together different images. And so anyway, Serena Cash Peters. So he's awesome. Ice and Fire Creations has a question at 26 minutes in. Did it burn Trump's behind? You guys are going to get me in trouble one of these days. Did it burn Trump's behind that Biden's granddaughter was married at the White House and Tiffany wasn't? Good point. Did Biden's Scorpio heart get a little pleasure knowing it probably annoyed Trump? All right, 3 cards for each. Biden. Trump. There is some steel in Joe Biden's spine. It isn't the first thing you pick up when you read on him, but it's there. It's Trump whining. Would you like some cheese with that wine? All right, for Biden. He is Catholic, so it makes sense that Biden would have the White House blessed before he moved in or when he moved in. But also there's a level of spiritual fumigating. So clearing the air. Glad he's gone. As far as and the main Joe Biden, he wishes Tiffany very well. He wishes most people well. He really does. And he's also hoping that yes, the DOJ, but also Fonnie Willis in Georgia, Letitia James in New York, Howard Bragg in Manhattan, that they're going to legally go after Trump. That's what Biden's thinking. So Trump. This is America, and he's still there trying to get attention, trying to get money out of his suckers who are paying his bills, because he's not really rich, no matter what he says. But it's over here, it's Major Arcana, but it's small, and he's trying to raise money. But like that one time in the recent past, he raised 24. Oh, it was after it wasn't a raid. It was a lawful search warrant being executed. And he said he raised $24 million after that. Well, yeah, and you spent $21 million to push that, to get people to advertise, to send out things, to contact people. Congratulations, you made $3 million, I guess. But you spent the vast majority of that, so Louis C says, I hope they put sea salt around the whole outside of the White House. After they cleaned it out, blessed the place. Just put salt, a ring of salt around the White House. Okay. Dr. Nancy had a question at 30 minutes in. How is Jack Smith's health? How is his leg? Because he is a triathlete, so he's very healthy. He came to it later in life, so he doesn't have some of the I mean, I've known people who were really into cycling or really into various sports to a huge amount, but they started in their early 20s or even in their late teens. And by the time they're 30, they've got pins in different bones and they've got broken, you know, he said he didn't even really start swimming until his 30s. So Harold says, I would have had clerics, priests, rabbis, shamans, and witches bless it before I moved. Call up the Japanese. Do you have any Shinto priests? Any Nepal? Somebody contact Nepal. All right, Hierophant. He's okay. Well, he's good. He's got good health care. 10 of Cups. That's good health care. Cups come up as health care. Wheel of Fortune. Page of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. Knight of Wands. He's going to be up and taking action. And I have to tell you, I'm very pleased that it's literally like it's like he's reclaiming the original meanings of my cards because they split out so in such factions with the different suits being different parties and different parts of parties. And this is great. This is, yep, taking action, taking a lot of action. And then when I'm really up and going, look out. I had good health care. I'm grateful for it. This is a major historical thing. Just in the same way I will get the Page of Cups of don't underestimate the Democrats. This feels like do not underestimate Jack Smith and the people that he will pull onto his team. So I think he's going to be okay. That's what I'm getting. And just in general, I don't wish harm on anybody. So you know that. Heck, if a ship was sinking, I'd even pull Trump into the lifeboat. That's the truth. All right. Kathy Lamson saying, when will Smith actually return to the U.S.? That's a Google question. I don't know. I know it's going to be as soon as possible, and Tarot's not good with timing, so I don't know that I can really get you a good answer on that one. So I would, I think, keep an eye on Google for that one when he's going to be back. Sorry, Kathy, but your questions are important. All right, Mel had a question at 3340. 3340. How much leeway will Merrick Garland, give Jack Smith to go after Trump? Well, he's a special counsel. Merrick Garland is just there at the end. He's at the end to say, Jack Smith says, okay, these people should be indicted. This is the situation. And then he hands that to Merrick Garland, and Merrick Garland says, okay, let's do it. He doesn't, the point of having a special counsel is Merrick Garland is not involved. Not till the end. So that's my understanding. Can Jack Smith charge Trump with something as serious as seditious conspiracy? Correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding is he's going to be making recommendations to Merrick Garland. And they're both very good at their jobs. And Jack Smith is not going to recommend something that's weak. So. Warmth and sun. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice to get the good meanings of my cards back. All right. Anne says, hopefully Garland will agree with Smith. If not, Garland has to explain to Congress. Oh, Garland trusts him. Garland trusts him. That's, first of all, I don't think he would have put in that position if he didn't. And I don't think Garland's going to get in the way. Eight of Swords. Knight of Wands. Temperance. High Priestess. Page of Wands. Again, I'm getting Jack Smith here is taking action very carefully, getting to all the secrets. He's gonna bring the receipts, which he's already doing. And the stuff he's sending out to the courts already, he's saying this is a lie and that isn't true and this, and here's the receipt and here's the receipt and here's the proof of that and here's the proof of that. Stress not. Seriously, stress not about Jack Smith. Stand back. So, Lurking Lady says Garland recruited him for a reason. This is going to be good. Yes. Hello, Kathy Delano. Okay. All right, so on to different politics. At 37 minutes in, question 7 at 37. 37:15. A DeSantis Public Safety Czar uses the Signal app and private email to conduct government business. Is there something sinister going on? Who is DeSantis's Public Safety Czar? Let's Google that. Oh wait, there's a link here. Let's have a look. So a quick look. Who is this? Kathy Delano says Jack Smith is the Knight of Swords. That would make sense that he is, but for some reason he keeps coming up here as the Knight of Wands. I think it's a matter of him taking action, and it's also because the Knight of Wands. And because for so long the Wands cards have been the far right, I am getting the sense where he's like, no. Wands are not just the far right, which I know, but in these readings, that's how it comes up. It's like, no. This is taking action. This is what it should be. This is the good side. And he's stepping into that. It's great. It's great. Okay. DeSantis's Public Safety Czar. Who? I'm not seeing, and it's the links to Twitter, and it's not saying who that is. All right, let me ask. Oh, great Google, we beseech thee for information. Larry Keefe. All right, Larry Keefe. Keefe. Former federal prosecutor. There was an article in Politico like a month ago. On September 5th, more than a week before the first flight, Larry Keefe texted James Uthmeyer that he was back out here, and the chief of staff responded that he endorsed the effort. They were personally involved in the Martha Vineyards flights. So he's a lovely human being. It's something sinister going on. But you know, when you're a public prosecutor, and apparently you're taking all the things that criminals do to try to cover their tracks, and you're taking that as a manual of how to commit crimes or just do your own thing and not be held accountable. That's not what your job is. That's not your job. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you. So, Larry Keefe. Just a little full of himself. Just a little bit. Knight of Swords. Magician. High Priestess. Ten of Pentacles. Eek. Eight of Wands. Is there something nefarious going on? I wouldn't trust this guy as far as I could throw him. Matter of fact, I wonder if he's entertainment only YouTube. I wonder if he's willing to selectively prosecute, selectively send some law enforcement officers out. Political enemies. Oh, and to Larry Keefe's birthday is December 30th, 61. Well, see, he's a Capricorn. So he is, when Capricorns go bad, who they're ambitious and who they think they are above everybody else. Mr. I'm the center. I send those out. He wants to keep his secrets. It's the fish is rotting from the head. You'll find that DeSantis and his wife, Lady Macbeth, they already do a lot to not, so that there isn't a trail to follow. They don't put things in email. They don't, there's as little trail as possible. And this is doing a lot. He's bad. He's awful. He's terrible. Is there something nefarious? There's something nefarious with all of them. It's just ick. Oh, man. I mean, there's just some signs. It's always bad when signs go. It's not good when signs go bad. When certain signs of the zodiac start really pushing the negative side of their sign. But it's even worse if they're in particular positions that makes that worse. Like if you get an Aries who goes bad, that's terrible. They could be aggressive, they could be obnoxious, they can be self-centered. But if you have an Aries who goes God of War, if you have an Aries who goes bad, who's in charge of a piece of the military or law enforcement where there's not a lot, let's say not as much oversight, that's much worse. And someone like this, a Capricorn who's obviously gone bad, his former federal prosecutor, current public safety czar, ambitious as heck, thinks that you use the system to your own advantage. Yuck. So, ugh. Yeah, my jaw hurts just thinking about that guy. But anyway, all right. Cheryl had a question about Kevin McCarthy. 45. Oh, Mr. Mediocre, come on down. Assuming Kevin McCarthy becomes speaker, He wants to impeach the Secretary of Homeland Security, Mayorkas. They want to impeach all kinds of people. All kinds of people. So I think the question really is about in the House, is it going to be like Oprah at Christmas? You get impeached and you get impeached and you get impeached, because it starts in the House. But McCarthy would have to get every single member to agree. And some of those people are in very purple districts, and they can't be extreme or they will lose their jobs. All right, so under McCarthy or whomever, is it going to be impeach-a-palooza? Darren says, Autumn, you're right about Aries. Former teacher. My teaching colleagues wanted me to be pod leader. I really didn't want that job, so I said, I don't want to be pod leader. I want to be pod dictator. There you go. Darren says, dictator, mission accomplished. They never asked me again. Oh, the secrets that aren't secrets. Oh, we're gonna smear Hunter Biden because of things he did that everybody already knows about. He took drugs. Yeah. He did this, he did that, he did the other thing. Yeah. They're going to make fools of themselves. All right, impeach-a-palooza. Judgment. And you know I've been reading on Marjorie Trader Green, and it just comes up as she's so excited. She's so excited that she's going to be able to do all this stuff. And then when she gets there, it's going to be a little underwhelming. All right, Judgment, 6 of Swords, Hanged Man, Page of Swords, 8 of... Good luck. If they want to impeach all these people, this should be a card of stringing people up by their ankles. It doesn't feel like that. So, it feels like nil point. They keep trying and they keep barking, but we're going to have judgment. We're going to send people. We're going to impeach people. We're going to put things together or send them to prison. You can't send people to prison, but okay. You can recommend it, but you can't do it. And then all their stuff, it's just suspended, but then they just keep barking. That's what I get. Bon chance. All right, so Dr. Nancy had a question at 49, 9 at 49. 49. Sounds like heavy voting in Georgia. Yes. I'm all for everybody who can legally vote voting. Go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote. Yay. Heavy voting in Georgia. How are things faring? Go vote, go vote. Oh, I'm sorry, Cheryl. That's sad. I'm sorry. right. Heavy voting in Georgia. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. There are a lot of Republicans in Georgia. Let's not forget that. But remember, I was getting, some of them are really sick of this whole thing and are not going to go out and vote because it's not going to give them control of the Senate. 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, ooh, dousing them with cold water, Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Well, there's sending Walker out. It should be a safe seat, but it's not. There's a big rise in Democratic voters, Democratic energy, but still heavily Republican. But people are tired of it. They're being lied to about how bad the Democrats are, but they're not enthused about Walker. Anything more about Georgia? Senate, Walker, Warnock, heavy voting, 10 of Swords. 6 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Okay. This is a runoff, right? And it can't be a runoff again, right? This feels like Walker losing. But they take things to court. This big show of legal barking. Barking is the kind of the word of the day, and it might be the word of the coming month. A lot of barking on the right. Jim Dave says, we're not going to make Manchin irrelevant. Cinema, I think, is the one we really want him to make irrelevant, but I hear you. Lindsey Graham's there, Ted Cruz is there, all kind of people are trying to push Walker. Ace of Wands, Page of Cups. The energy's weird. They're pushing on the far right. They're pushing. Do not underestimate the Warnock voters. And then I've got a big sort of truth, which again, I'm thinking legal stuff. It's not, like I've said, nobody who does this is 100% accurate. We're just reading on the collective energy. It's interesting, the insights we can get sometimes. I got to tell you, what the cards are saying is this is not going to be over December 6th. Betty says Walker said he lived in Texas. Death card. 6 of Wands, 3 of Cups. This is victory. This is victory on the right and celebration in the center, on the left. And here's the institution. This is weird. Walker side saying they won, but I've got Democrats celebrating in the middle, and there's the institution of the Senate. And I've got a big old death card for the reading. This is not going to go well for Walker, but there's legal shenanigans. Yeah, this is, I don't know. That's the only word I can think of. The energy is odd. CC Ryder says maybe Walker will be arrested on December 7th for tax fraud. Could be. All right. Number 10, we had a question from Gretchen. I don't know the details of this, so I'm reading it blind. But I'll tell you what I get. 5530. Okay. What will happen at the Supreme Court hearing regarding Judge Tipton in Texas seizing control of ICE? Will he be slapped down? I would imagine the judge can't seize control of ICE. You would think. Page of Pentacles. Hanged Man. Six of Swords. Somebody's big for their britches. He really did try to get involved. I don't know that he's got the... I don't know, whoever Judge Tipton is, I don't think he's got the power to be doing this stuff. I think somebody's a little big for his britches. Betty says we have crazies, power-hungry judges here in Texas. See if I can get anything else on Judge Tipton of Texas. It's fun to say, Judge Tipton of Texas. World. Somebody thinks they are the center of. Four of Wands, Three of Wands. He thinks he's all that. This is my card for Mar-a-Lago. Traditionally, this is a vacation or retirement card, but this can be a cruise ship stopping at port. This can be, that's Mar-a-Lago in the back. This is like a wealthy playground type thing, and this is someone who lives in that world. They sending their things out and they're expecting a certain return from it, and it just peters. It's just weak. It's just weak sauce. He thinks he's all that, but he's big for his britches. That's what I'm getting. Supreme Court, they're pretty awful these days. Eight of Wands, Tower, King of Wands. It's like, uh-oh, Supreme Court, Tower, King of Wands, the justices who were put on the court by Trump. Okay, and then it's, no. Democrats, normal energy, card of nostalgia, going to the garden center on Saturday. Yeah, it's like all of these Republicans are like ramping up to, we're going to do all the extreme. And then when they get there and they get in, and the judges and people in the House and all this stuff, and they get there and they don't have the power they thought. That's what I'm getting. All right, let me see if I can squeeze in one more. I've got a bit of a headache, but I'll be okay. Let's do B. Smith's question at 5940. B. Smith said, what cheering news is in the cards for this week? I like that. We're moving out of November and into December. December 1st is when I usually switch over to Christmas decorations or what have you. I tend to do things monthly. It just becomes a problem sometimes if the holiday in question is at the beginning of the month, like July 4th. Or even Valentine's Day to some extent. But as we leave November, enjoy the end of November, go into December 2022. Yes, B. Smith, I saw it this morning. The Lighty Pillow is returning. Cheryl Clark, no hangover? I don't drink. I'm just very tired. It was a long night, so. Fool. You know, we have made it this far. This channel has been going for years. Years. I have to remind myself that I've been live every day after, what is it? It was the day after Christmas in 2019 when I started doing daily lives, and I started my channel a year and a half before that. So in like June, July, I have it written down somewhere, but June, July 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, coming up on 4.5 years since I posted my first video on this channel. 4.5 years. And you know what? We're still going. We haven't lost our democracy. We just, we don't know what's ahead of us. We don't know, but we're together and we have hope and we send out good energy and we try to make the world better. And look how far we've come. And guess who's president right now? Joe Biden, not Trump. McConnell, not the majority leader in the Senate. King of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Four of Cups. Don't let them get you down. They keep trying. They keep trying to gerrymander, or the extremists. They keep trying to gerrymander. They keep trying to. They're trying to steal power and steal your joy and steal right here. And they didn't win. They didn't really win. There was supposed to even be a big red wave this election. They might have the House by like a seat. Somebody sneezes and they're going to lose control of the House. I mean, relax. Take time to relax, because we went through so much darkness and stuff that the chaff they throw up in the air now, it's like, been there, seen that. We made it. Exactly, Suburban Housewife. The haters will not win. Exactly. Clipboard says your dedication, endurance, and devotion to this and to us is amazing. Thank you. A lioness of your convictions and high priestess of truth. Oh, bless. Thank you. Thank you. Cheryl Clark says 4.5 years of the muck, but we will get out of it. Yep. Yep. We have traveled, though we travel through the bog of eternal stench. We don't live there. And I say it all the time, but it's true. You are not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right, so hang in there. It is 1:20 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3:30, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel doing creative sprints Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow, and we're going to enjoy the good days ahead. We're going to enjoy them together. All right? So hang in there. All right, take care. Be safe. And I will see you right back here tomorrow.